everyone, thanks for stopping by. My name is Felicia. Welcome to everyone who's recently subscribed to the channel. For those of you who've been around for a while, as I always like to tell you, thank you so much for your support. In today's video, we're going to talk about that one thing that I've mentioned in many past videos that I do not like about being a plant parent, and that is dealing with pests, bugs, flies. I love my plants. I love being a plant parent. I love it all, but one thing I do not like is bugs and critters and all those little things in general. So I went to a new plant shop probably about a couple months ago, and I shared it in a past video, and I'll be sure to link that video if you haven't seen it. I went to a new plant nursery called Plants Alive here in the DMV area. It was an absolutely beautiful plant nursery. I went there for a plant swap, although I wasn't able to find the actual plant swap, but I was able to kind of look around and take you guys around with me. They had a really wonderful selection of indoor plants. I noticed that it seems like they typically have outdoor plants as well, but when I went there it was still winter time, so they had to really keep everything inside of their greenhouse. But I do want to go back, maybe as we get a little bit closer to summer, I'll go back because I do want to do some very light landscaping here around the house. Probably not actually light landscaping, but just getting some outdoor plants to put, you know, around the mailbox and stuff like that. But I went to this plant shop. Absolutely gorgeous. I walked away with 2 plants, and I'm pretty sure I showed you guys those plants in a past video, but I picked up a philodendron pink princess, and I also got a fiddleleaffig. I no longer have the pink princess because I'll insert another link, or maybe I'm showing you guys a video probably over here right now of what happened with that plant. So I no longer have that plant. That plant was infested. It was infested to the point where, in my opinion, it just wasn't worth saving. Now, I know there's folks out there that are diehard. Let me save this plant. You can save it. All you have to do is A, B, C, step 1, 2, 3. No. If it's not like a simple fix, more than likely, I'm not going to keep the plant. That's just my personal opinion and preference. The second plant that I got during that plant visit was a beautiful fiddleleaffig, and that's the plant that we're going to talk about today. Let me bring this guy in a little bit closer so hopefully you guys can see it. So I would consider this plant like small to medium in size. It's not that large of a plant. It took me a while to purchase the fiddleleaffig. This is a plant that I've always admired from afar, but I've never gotten one myself just because in other like plant videos I've seen people say that it's a very finicky plant. You know, one minute it's happy, the next minute it's like on its deathbed. And I've just seen so many horror stories about this plant that it prevented me and kind of scared me away from getting it. But I said, you know what? Let me just give it a try. Every plant is different for everyone. It all depends on your, you know, your environment, if you live in a warmer climate or a colder climate. I really truly believe, and I've said it in a ton of my videos, I feel like anyone can take care of any plant if you have the right growing conditions. And I would say we don't necessarily get a ton of direct sunlight in my home, but I currently have this plant, not now of course, but I typically have this plant sitting in a bay window, so it probably gets about 3 to 4 hours of direct sunlight every day, and it seems to be doing okay so far. But I have noticed, and you can probably see it in the video, I have noticed that some of the lower leaves were, you know, getting a little yellow, orange. Since I've had the plant the past couple of months, I've only lost 1 leaf. And considering I purchased the plant in the winter, I thought that was actually pretty good. And then as I got a little bit closer to the plant to really investigate some of these leaves on the bottom, hopefully you guys can see the one on the very bottom. It looks a little discolored. I noticed some pests. I noticed that the plant had mealy bugs. So if you guys are familiar with mealy bugs or have ever dealt with mealy bugs directly, you know that they're like little white fluffy looking plants, or bugs. I don't know if they're fluffy. I've never touched them, and I'm not touching it today, but that's just how they look. So with me, I've been a plant parent now for about 4 years, and I feel like I've dealt with them all. Mealy bugs, I've dealt with aphids, I've dealt with spider mites, fungus gnats, of course. Fungus gnats is probably the more common pest that you will deal with. Because I've dealt with mealy bugs in the past and I know how to deal with it for the most part, I figured I'd save the plant. And I've only also noticed about 3 bugs. So what I'm going to use to clean the plant, I'm going to use some rubbing alcohol, and I got this from Walmart. You guys can see the brand name on there. So we're going to use rubbing alcohol and some cotton swabs. And then of course some gloves. Now, if you guys have any tips on, you know, things that you do to get rid of mealy bugs or any type of bugs in general, leave them for me in the comments. I'm always interested in knowing and sharing and exchanging tips with you guys, so I'm definitely open to hearing that. I'm pretty sure this will do the trick, but if you guys feel, if you've done this in the past where you've cleaned a mealy bug in particular with rubbing alcohol, if it came back, please let me know in the comments. Let me know if there's something else I should consider doing. Some things that I've used in the past to deal with other types of insects, I've used neem oil. I've sprayed the plants down with, you know, a water hose, different types of things. But I feel like because this is an indoor plant, because it's like an isolated situation, meaning there's only like a few of them, I think just simply using a cotton swab and some alcohol will do the trick. But we'll see. Again, any tips you have, leave them for me in the comments. All right, we're back, and as you guys can see, you're like super zoomed in on the plant, but again, I really want you guys to, one, see what I'm doing, and then two, you know, it'll be more helpful for you to see, you know, see the process versus seeing me. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm just gonna put on my gloves, open up the bottle of the alcohol, and just rub these suckers off, you know. So I have my, so I'm just soaking my cotton swab. I pretty much just drenched the cotton swab with the rubbing alcohol. Okay. All right, so let's go for this one here at the top. So this plant, this leaf right here is actually coming completely off. And the fiddleleaffig, if you didn't know, there's like a little white sap in the center. So that's why I like to wear gloves whenever I'm, you know, doing these types of things. All right. And I'm pretty much just, you know, kind of cleaning off the leaf now. I've already gotten the one bug. But to make sure we're clear, I just soaked the other end of the cotton swab with some alcohol, and I'm gonna just make sure I really clean that area. Now this leaf is gonna come down as well. Can you guys see that second mealy bug? Okay. So I got the first two. Now I'm gonna find the third one that I think that I saw. Okay. So I'm not sure if you can make this out, but right here, you see this little white thing on the screen? This appears to be another one that's kind of hidden in the folds of the plant. Sorry, right there. So I'm gonna soak my cotton swab. Can you guys see? Okay. Okay, I just got it. And then I don't think this is this one here, but just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna go ahead, once again, soak the cotton swab and just clean this. Yeah, that was something, because it just came off. Okay. All right, I just got it. Now I'm just gonna take a look here in this middle section just to make sure I got everything. And the mealy bugs, they also, like other pests, hide on the underside of plants. But I think that should do it. Okay, I'm pretty sure that covers everything. I have the leaves here on the table, which of course I'm gonna dump out. I still have my gloves on just to be on the safe side. But that, I mean, as simple as that was, So as you can see, I'm still wearing my gloves just to be on the safe side, but that about covers it. Those really were the only two that I saw. Again, that's the reason why I figured, you know, let me just wipe these off and, you know, save my plant instead of tossing the whole thing out. Hopefully there aren't any like eggs or any type of remaining residue. As you saw, I did lose 2 leaves, but those 2 leaves were both yellowing, likely as a result of the mealy bugs, or maybe again it could have been too much sunlight, you know, not enough sunlight, not enough water. We never know with these plants sometimes, but that about covers it. I mean, and that's as simple as it is. Sometimes it's so easy to care, you know, for some of these issues that our plants present, and then other times, like I said, I don't hesitate to toss a plant out if it's incurable. So again, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks or suggestions on ways to, you know, how you've been successful in treating bugs, particularly mealy bugs. Leave them for me in the comments. If you have tried using the alcohol trick, let me know if you've ever seen them reappear or if that, you know, did it. Thank you guys for tuning into another video, and I'll see you in the next one.